Good morning. Emily here with Quick Tip Tuesday. I am coming at you from Las Vegas, Nevada. 5 tips to creating a successful business, okay? And I feel like this is the basics. Everybody needs to know this. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing, and I hear a lot of this, and this is so important, but I just wanna give my take on it, okay? Attitude is everything. And I say attitude is almost everything. It ain't everything. You can have, let's say, for instance, because I'm in the wedding industry, you have a person who makes invitations, okay? Well, if you have no experience in invitations, but you have a gung-ho attitude that, oh my gosh, I make the best invitations ever, and you're selling that, but you don't deliver, that's a problem. That's going to kind of come back at you pretty quick, honestly. So attitude is almost everything. You want to better yourself and your skill and do not become stagnant, okay? You have to have proof that you're one of the best, and it really boils down to you. If you're in your own business, we probably got in that business because you have a passion for it, and that shows in your work, you know. So I just want to encourage you, number one, because your attitude should not necessarily be, I'm the best. Okay, that's pride. And what does pride always come before? Boop, that fall, right? So your attitude should definitely be, I'm always getting better. I strive to be the best. I know, I want to learn. There's always things out there to learn. Nobody's ever arrived. Do not become stagnant. That is the worst thing that you can do in any business that you're in, okay? Don't become stagnant. Have a willingness to learn and always get better, okay? So that's the first tip. The second tip I will give you is read a book. What? Read a book. Yes. And so, and I don't mean like the Harry Potter or the Hunger Games or any of that. Do something that's going to better yourself, okay? And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for the Hunger Games and whatever, fiction or whatever you're interested in, because you have to have downtime. So don't get me wrong on that. But do something that's going to feed you, to make you strive to get better, okay? And surround yourself with people who are making themselves better, because if you don't, then it's going to bring you down, okay? So the books that you need to focus on are experts in your field, okay? Experts in your field or experts in business. There are people out there that have made millions upon billions, and they are giving away their secrets. What? All you gotta do is read, or do what I do and listen to a book in the car, because I'm in the car majority of the time, and listen to it. Feed that to yourself, okay? And that's what's gonna come out. What you bring in, what you put in will come out, okay? So read a book. And if you read enough books, you're going to start seeing some common threads there, okay? There's certain things that people who are successful, there's certain things that they do that other people don't do, okay? So you're gonna have to decide, it's up to you, whether or not you're going to be successful or not, okay? And it starts by reading, okay? Or getting advice for other people or whatever who are doing and successful in your field. Again, these are people who are experts, who have already done it, that know the way, and they're sharing it with you, okay? So definitely make sure that you're doing that, okay? Read enough books, you're gonna see some common threads start to appear, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should do that, because everything that you've done, you are where you are because you chose to be there, okay? In order for you to get paid more, you have to get better. That's just how it is. That's a truth, okay? Okay, third tip. Find a mentor, okay? Find a mentor. You should have a mentor in life, okay? Because trust me, we all need some help in life. Like, don't get it twisted. And you need to find a mentor in your field, okay, in your field. Again, this goes back to the whole book discussion about finding somebody who's an expert, who's done it, and talking to them and saying, and picking their brain, saying, okay, how did you do it? How, what should I look out for? What hurdles did you come across, and how can I skip that? Okay, because I guarantee they're going to tell you. They've been there a minute, they've done it. They're going to tell you. Even if you're in a situation to where, and like today, there's a ton of experts that I'm going to meet with that, they might charge you, and that's okay. It is worth it to me to pay somebody to go ahead and say, okay, this is what I do. This is how it's going to benefit you from a legal aspect, from this aspect, from that aspect. You should be looking at different perspectives. You should not be so focused on one thing, because there's a ton of different aspects in business that you might not be thinking about, that people who have been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and wrote the book. Okay. So you get what I'm saying, right? You're going to pay somebody for their time. In my case, this is what I do. And if they say, okay, pay me so much and I'll tell you everything. Done. Okay, that is more worth it to me than trying to figure this out for another 5 years and trial and error. For people in the industry, and it says more, like I feel, to me, it shows them that I totally value their time, because I understand that they cannot get that back. Any entrepreneur is going to guard their time like, you ain't coming over here and stealing my time and my energy, because I got to spend this on that. That's the only thing I cannot get back. Okay. I could spend money, make money. It's not going to be a big deal. But time, that's the only thing I can't back. So don't waste it. Okay. And I understand that, because I feel the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and put my best foot forward and be pleasant and respectful of that, in the way that, like, in their language, their love language, which is money. Okay. And I get that. So just be prepared. If you're in a situation like I'm in today, I'm going to invest in myself, invest in my business, and go ahead and pay them for their time. Okay. Because I respect that. This brings me to my fourth point. This is my favorite, and I totally live life by this every single day. Only take advice from someone you would actually trade places with. There are a lot of people out there with a lot of opinions, okay, on how you should do things, what you should do, that sort of thing, okay? And even in marriage, in family matters, in friendships, in business, okay? If they are not successful, I don't need to hear from you, because all this, like, there's no evidence showing that you are, fluent in this aspect, okay? You're not successful in this aspect of life, okay? And to me, it quiets the noise a little bit. Everybody's got an opinion on what you should do, why you should do it, and if they were you, they'd do this. Well, baby, you're not me, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So only take advice from someone you would actually trade places with, okay? That's going to quiet a lot of the noise and help you out along the way, and say, okay, what do I really need to focus on? Because I'm going to focus my energy and do what they're doing, because they've done it, right? Okay. Okay. You're right. The fifth and final tip in creating a successful business is to think like an owner. Okay? Think like an owner, not an employee. What's the difference? Okay? I love employees. Don't get me wrong. I love them. We need them. I love them. However, there are different characteristics in someone who works for somebody and then someone who owns it. Okay? The characteristic that I have seen highlighted over and over and over again is the owner is a problem solver. They don't bring complaints. They don't sit there and whine and complain and have problems and rally the troops and all of that. Now, listen, if that's the case and if that's in your business, eliminate it. Done. Okay? Take that cancer out because it will spread, it will undermine, and don't let it wait. Okay? Don't let it sit there and fester and all of that. Like when I was a nurse, we took care of stuff like that real quick. We took it out, we put antibiotics, like, whoop, done. Like, okay, so we're not gonna let that happen in our business, in our livelihood, in our teams. Okay, so you gotta check it before you wreck it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so thinking like an owner, problem solver, don't complain. You might look at a situation, you might get advice from somebody who actually can help you. That's different in complaining. Explaining a situation and looking for advice is not complaining. Someone who's going to sit there, well, she said, do you see how she looked at me? Whatever, nope, Gina. Nope, that's not going to happen. And it's not going to flourish, and it's not helping people. You're becoming a problem, which leads me to my next point. Okay. So in that, thinking like an owner, you're going to own it. You're going to problem solve. You're going to, you want to be partnered with people who are going to own it. If they mess up, okay, if somebody messes up, and this is what I love. I mean, God's blessed me with so many wonderful people in my life, I will tell you. But if somebody says, oh, did I mess up? Okay, well, how can I make that better? How can I get better? How can I, and they own it. They own it. I messed up. I'm sorry. And they had the right attitude. It wasn't like, well, I'm sorry, like whatever. It's okay. I'm sorry that happened. Can I please do something? How do I fix it? And that's the attitude. And that's what we want to hear as business owners. Because if they're in the problem fixing, kind of department, that's what I'm going to spend my time on. Remember, time is money. Time, I can't get that back. I can make and spend and whatever money any day of the week. That's not a problem, but I can't get my time back. If I'm going to spend time with somebody, that says a lot. Okay. The next point, again, so they're owning it. All right. Then you're going to, now if somebody doesn't own it, and and maybe they don't know how. I always give second chances too. That's a big deal. Everybody deserves a second chance. However, I am going to start looking at this like a business owner, right? So I'm going to look at two categories. Everything in business. Remember when I said only take advice from someone that you would actually trade places with, and it quiets the noise a little bit? Okay, this is another aspect that quiets the noise in business. Okay, so you're going to start thinking like a business owner. Okay, and is this an asset or liability? Asset or liability? Okay, what is an asset? An asset is something or someone that brings money to you. It's going to make you money. A liability is something that takes money away from you, something that is not going to benefit or make you better. It's going to take things away from you. So a liability might be something that you don't need, or it might be, training someone that isn't maybe fit for the job, or it might be somebody that consistently messes up, or, and might maybe hurt somebody or whatever. That's taking money away from you. Okay, that becomes a liability. So you're going to see, and not only are you judging, this is not for like you to judge people on and be like, oh, you messed up once. You're like, no, don't get it twisted. Okay, like do not get it twisted. But this is your job as the owner. It's your job to train them up and empower them and make sure that they get it and teach them in a way that they get it. Okay, so don't get it twisted. This isn't like black and white because people are involved, right? People are involved. So you never want to be so black and white that you're harsh. That's not going to benefit you, and it's not going to benefit them. Okay, so you really truly want to raise people up. Empower them, make sure that they have been taught the skill or the aspect of doing their job well. Now, if they don't get it, that's okay. If they don't care enough, okay, that's on them. That's on them. You want to put the standard here and say, this is what needs to happen. If it ain't here, then we got to make some decisions. Either I make a decision and you're not part of my group here, or you make the decision and you can get better, or you cannot, that's fine, but we got to make some decisions. Have a heart to help people, and as you get better and you continue to get better, the money will come. All right, but don't be expecting somebody to pay you top dollar and you don't have anything to back it up. You understand? Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you. That's just how it is. And I will see you next Tuesday. I'm gonna go talk to my people now, and I'm so excited. So wish me luck, and I will see you guys soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.